Strategic day trader, and this is your mostly inside of yesterday's range on the Qs and SPY, pretty much going sideways, as well as the hourly uptrend that remains. Okay, so going into tomorrow, same thing, using yesterday's low. The fee this morning late up here, I think, was a little bit late on this one, waited for the next entry and played this breakdown. Now, it does a bit more 30-50 around there, so we did end up having to live through this rally that kicked us out. Now, the thing about this is that this really could have been replayed. I actually just had this discussion with someone yesterday in coaching, so I don't know if they got a chance to perhaps get back in it. Okay, but what we don't want to do is put ourselves in a situation where we're constantly trying something and it's constantly telling us it's not working, and maybe as the something like, say you're shorting this, it continues to go higher, keep trying to guess the top when it's going to come in, right? Those are the kind of things that'll kind of put you into a big hole as you continue to find out you're wrong. So there are two ways that I will replay something if I get shaken out of it, if I take a loss on it. Okay, there are two ways. One is that if the bar that got me out immediately gets negated, meaning there's no follow through to this bar. Now, if this bar put in another green bar, broke above that high, right? No play. You lost on it. I was wrong. It didn't go as far as we wanted to go before taking out the stop, and I move on. But if the bar that got me out, which is actually this bar right here, immediately turns back around, you can get back in it, right? Underneath that bar, stop goes up there. That's one way, the little bit more aggressive way. The other way is if it sets up again, you can replay it, right? So if it just gives you another setup, so you just wait for another setup, see if we get another chance at it, which is essentially we got the same kind of similar consolidation, base, breakdown, okay, set up there, and then that one got to target, okay? So two ways. Either you play it right after the shakeout bar gets negated. Now, of course, at the time that it's happening, I don't know that it's going to be a shakeout bar, but once it tells me that this bar is not going to get follow through, which it's not going to continue higher, then I'm safe to assume that it's a shakeout bar. I can replay it, or the less aggressive way is just wait for another setup and play it again. So I did like the weakness that was in the sector in general. I did like the way that this was staying at the lows, right? Just didn't get the timing right, or maybe the target was looking for a little bit too much, but wasn't really all that great there at the lows. Okay, you might have also played the CODX with me. Okay, I know a lot of people were kind of interested in this at lunch. Gave you the numbers on this. Also told you not to over manage it, because it will be a little bit jumpy. Okay, so the play on this was over this base right here. So here was the base that we got over 11.45 with a stop underneath here under 11.15. Okay, and I said, really just try to let this thing run, because if we're going to get involved in something that is pretty jumpy, that is kind of spready at times, a little bit wild, you want to be rewarded for that risk taking, right? So on the CODX, very nice daily, weekly, all in alignment here, looking higher. So that was a pretty nice play there on the CODX. Nice breakout. Was a bit on the wild side, but that's why I said you can undersize it a little bit and then just expect big targets. Okay, try not to overmanage, get shaken out, because even when it's if you're gonna play that, interesting, actually closed up here, what the market does tomorrow. Okay.